Yeah,
These are your everyday.
because I have oh, are we live?
Are we?
Well, we're using YouTube
Okay. What does
and
that over in the corner say?
it
Is that
just
anybody talking?
I don't know. This is the first time that I've
Oh,
ever used this is YouTube Studio.
oh.
Yeah.
Where's Brandon?
I don't know. I
Uh-oh.
no, I'm saying all of this is all like brand new. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go to Brandon. Okay, Brandon's there. Okay, are we live? Question mark. Oh, he's just starting the Instagram stream. Okay.
Oh.
Is there is there is there an intro or there's no like I know this is new. And for anyone who's out there, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Brandon because this is brand new. There's okay, no intro. There's just audio and picture. Hi,
Oh.
hello.
So we're live?
We're live.
Oh.
Okay, so everybody relax for a second because I just want to kind of minimize the largeness of this screen. So
You mean you want to zoom in?
oh, I have one question. Hold on 1 second. Irene, there was a that rack that was
Well,
right
I'm
here.
kind of sitting here,
This rack
and
that was right
it's been some time since we've visited. So
oh, you got it on his door.
I hope we will have some
Oh,
input from you all today.
You need it?
Let me get my, I'm going to get my phone to see if anybody is going to be talking to us.
Oh, he did tell me that. Yeah. Okay. That's why I put it back. If you need it, I put it back here. No. Because too high. For me, too high. Yeah. No, but here it's okay. It's just hooks. I can get another hooks. It's not a big deal. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Bye. Okay, I'm
Bye.
crossing, which I'm not supposed
All right,
to do
it says we're
technically.
live.
Okay, so we're live. Hello. Okay, hi. Okay, hi everybody. So welcome to Mother and Daughter, right? So this is we're on a different platform and
Yeah, why did we make the change?
I think this might have just been easier. I don't know. I have to ask Brandon about it. But I mean, this is fine. Honestly, I think it's better if it goes through YouTube.
This is not YouTube.
This is YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is YouTube.
Okay.
He said technical issues as well. So anyway, oh, we're also using 4K.
4K.
4,000. I don't know what that is for. I guess it's something that's really it's super technologically awesome.
Okay, super technologically awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
So
This is
Michelle
all
Renee.
This is all new to me.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi everybody. Oh my god, I love Lil Nas X. I love all his little outfits.
Oh Lord.
No, I mean for real. He was like, "Oh, who's the gay rapper?" Actually, I'm the gay rapper, and I'm the gayest rapper that ever will be. So everybody can just like shut up and buy my album because it's awesome. Oh look, hold on. Let me just double check to see. Oh, there's people. There's people on Instagram. Hi. Hello. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to. You guys can probably see this a little bit, but I have to kind of monitor the Instagram. Okay, so first of all, I want to make an announcement. It's a major announcement. Everybody just calm down and sit down. So I am going to be starting up my private practice back, but it's going to be just a small number of patients initially because now that we're in the middle of the pandemic and all this COVID stuff, when I first had a private practice, it was 10 years ago and it was very expensive just to have like
the office space and stuff.
Well, there was a lot of overhead. There was the office space. There was paying for like the yearly like electronic health record.
Mm.
Like it was like there was no net. I was always in the red. And so since now we're in the middle of this mental health crisis, like, and technology has greatly advanced, it's a lot easier and it's cheaper. And someone reached out to me from a billing company. A former colleague of mine referred me to this company called Headway. And their website is headway.co in case anybody is interested. Headway. And they basically they pay you on the 1st and the 15th of the month. So for example, if I saw a patient, they're more often than not, I would say a good 95% of the time, if I saw someone, not only would I not get paid my scale, like what I should have been paid, but I would probably get paid like 2 to 3 months later. And that's unacceptable. And now they deal with everything. And you know how some people like, oh, I'm a biller. I took a course to be a biller. It's free.
What's free?
Headway. Like it's.
So how do they make money?
I don't know and I don't care. But they have something like 120,000 providers across the US. And I just want to say big up to anybody in the New York office. Because they were really excited, apparently, to know that
you were joining.
That I was joining. That they were gonna like be talking to me. And thank you for the $500 in gift cards.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, I know, right?
So
this time is money.
Because I think it was yesterday or the day before, Roosevelt said to me that he had a friend.
Oh yeah, he called me.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, that person was looking for a therapist. So I referred him to this Dr. Adewale, Dr. Jody Adewale, who some of you might know. He was on the Surviving R. Kelly.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
So that person that your father was talking about.
Sorry, I'm taking cash and insurance.
How do you determine from the conversation you had with him that the person that the person needs a therapist and not you?
I don't know. Roosevelt said he wanted a therapist.
Oh, he didn't know what he wanted.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I wanted to, particularly for the people here. How do you just like that? No, not. It's not a psychiatrist. It's a therapist.
Well, I would say most people will choose a therapist, and that could mean a licensed clinical social worker, somebody who is a psychologist who has a PhD. And then because those are most abundant, then once that person sees the therapist or the clinician can say, yo, I think you might need to see a psychiatrist, of which there are a smaller amount of.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because now I'm understanding. Roosevelt doesn't, the person's not been in therapy before. So it was probably using the word therapist.
Okay.
As opposed to whatever. So I'm just saying to you, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry, I really can't see. I need to make the text bigger on my laptop because I super can't see. Okay. Hi, Diamond Onyx. Hello. Hi, Michelle Renee. I am cozy. I had to turn the fireplace on. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Okay, tell me when they. Oh, you know what? I have a camera in my hand, so they can kind of see it. This is.
Why do you have to? You don't want to just take it off the thing?
No.
Now it says we're having trouble with the video.
Well, then forget it. Now no one can see the fireplace. See, it's all messed up.
Well, you could just turn the camera.
I'm not doing that.
All right.
That's gonna take too long. Anyway, the fireplace is on. Here, we'll do like this.
I don't. So.
Look, watch.
I have a frozen picture.
Fireplace.
After it said, "Oh, it's showing up on yours."
Yeah, fireplace.
Okay, well that's lovely.
Well, you know what? If you guys can't see the fireplace, I'm sorry.
Maybe it's just my connection that's having a problem.
Maybe.
Because now it's not.
Everything back.
Now it's not doing it.
Okay, so now I'm putting everything back. So yeah, it's been kind of cool outside. dare I say, kind of, I mean, not cold, like everybody calm down. Alicia said she could see it. So there was my fireplace.
Okay.
It is a, it's
Yes.
it's gas, and like you can't touch the fireplace because of like LA city ordinances, and like it's
What
a
does that mean?
switch. Well, because
You
I
can't
want to
touch
like
the
roast
fireplace.
marshmallows.
Oh yeah.
Like that's like then
What
I'm
does that
like
mean you can't touch the fireplace?
I can't get access to the fire. There's a big glass thing in front of it, like it's
Mine
like a
doesn't have
window.
that.
Well, congratulations.
No, but I'm saying that doesn't mean that they're not. There are fireplaces that
Yeah,
don't
they
have
just
that
built
big
it
glass.
like that. That's how the
Yeah.
house came.
No, I get it. So that doesn't have anything to do with LA city ordinance.
I know. I'm just saying that I prefer wood
Yeah, that
in a
would be-
fireplace. Like
They have-
this whole gas
Well,
situation
the
is
other
silliness to me.
last week they had was it a law that said no wood burning for a while.
Oh, because of the
because of-
environment.
Right. That creates air problems, pollution problems. That's why a lot of places are just doing gas.
I'm not sure what this says. Manny Chinnis says, yeah, but we want Black therapists. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure who you were referring to. But I'm a Black person. Also, Dr. Adewale, who I mentioned,
Is Black.
is Black. So
From the homeland.
yeah, he's half Nigerian and half white, and he used to play on USC's football team. I think he got a scholarship. I'm just saying, like,
And what was the show he was on?
he was on Surviving R. Kelly 1 and 2.
Oh.
So he was on the he was one of the
people interviewed.
Right, like the
Commentator.
Yeah, I was gonna say commentator, but that sounded kind of like sports.
No.
Okay.
Commentator is a person who comments.
Okay.
Our birthday is coming up, Dr. Imani.
It is coming up. My birthday is coming up. Yeah.
You want to talk? You want to discuss the month of December, your month of birthday?
Sure. I mean, I'm not.
What do you have? What do you have in mind? What do you have planned?
I was thinking about maybe going hang gliding. It's something I always really wanted to do.
Is this part of a dreamscape or
no? Like
really...
I've really like honestly, I've always been fascinated by hang gliding. I don't know if it's something I'm going to do like this month. Remember That's Incredible, which is like one of my favorite shows ever. Like anytime they used to have footage of like somebody hang gliding, I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome. I'm not bungee jumping because that just looks like a back injury like not even waiting to happen, going to happen. And I'm not into jumping out of no plane. I don't like anything with sharp drops. And hang gliding, you're just kind of like, wee. Like it's like.
Did you parasail?
No, I heard because it gets all up in your crotch.
What gets all over?
You gotta wear the whole harness and stuff.
I parasailed a few times. Trust me, I'd remember that.
Okay.
And I remember many, many, many years ago, another Capricorn who I'm close to.
Another Capricorn who you're close to. Is this your husband?
Told me that he wanted to go skydiving. And I told him, hey, you should have done that when you were single. Because now that you're married, that's not allowed.
I'm not doing all that.
Now, the hang gliding part, you should discuss with your son before you decide you want to jump off a cliff.
I'm not jumping off a cliff. You run and then you glide.
You run.
Also, I just want to say, yeah. Okay, it's not happening. Okay, it's not happening this month. First of all, I just want to say hi to everybody out there. I had to take a break. I was doing a lot. And it's hard for me to gauge when I'm doing too much, but I was doing a lot. We mute that. Can you guys hear me still? Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Because I just muted you guys can hear me. Okay. The issue is that I had this really bad fibromyalgia flare up, and it was the worst flare up I ever had, like ever. And like I was thinking about today, like when I would take a shower, like the water hitting my skin would hurt. Like Peter had to like take me to the drugstore, and like he had to help me up out of the car. It was awful. It was awful. Like my digestion was messed up. I was so swollen. I had to take like steroids. It was awful.
And this is from fibromyalgia.
And this is literally because I just wasn't eating the way that I had been eating before the pandemic. Like I have to eat like like I can't veer from it like at all.
And the pandemic made you have anxiety, so you just did whatever you wanted to do.
Well, I mean, just we were stuck in a house and it was like, usually I was so busy, I didn't even think about stuff. And if I did eat a donut, I was like, well, you're going to buy a donut, but you're going to only take one bite and throw the rest away because that's your donut tax for buying a whole donut. You can't eat the whole donut. So I'd take one bite and then I throw it in the garbage. Because I'm saying because that's how sensitive I am to that type of stuff. It's not an eating disorder thing.
Perhaps you should just have bought donut holes. They sell them.
No, I don't want a donut hole. I want the twisty donut kind. We've discussed the proper types of donuts and all other donuts. There's only glazed. Period. I will allow.
I don't understand
maple
throwing
bar.
away all
Because
but one bite.
because I want a donut. I don't
Well,
want a donut
Then
hole.
you have
Donut
to find
holes have a
somebody
different
who wants to
texture.
eat the other rest
Well,
of it, but you
I
can't
don't
throw
have
it
time.
away.
Well, Mom, it was 96 cents. Like it's okay. Anyway,
I grew up eating welfare cheese, y'all. That's what my issue is.
my point is that I have to I just had to go back to eating the way I was eating, actually, because I was typing all day. Like I was gonna say I don't know what it is, but I think this is still some of the flare up stuff and just me like typing all day. But like my elbows hurt, this hurts. And we're like, this isn't an Aleve thing. The thing that helps is these little CBD granules, but I'm waiting for them I'm waiting for them to tell me. I need my tracking info. So
Roosevelt bought those hematite rings
yeah,
that he wears on because his joints are swollen and stuff.
my
He
joint,
says
this
it's
joint got
miraculous. I told him to
swollen.
call you and tell you to get those things.
This middle. I mean, it's like I don't know if you guys can see if my finger, this middle finger veers over laterally for all of you who are like medically inclined. Excuse me. Medially. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Medially, because that's how the human body is portrayed. But I mean, this is just arthritis. So it was arthritis, fibromyalgia. My irritable bowel syndrome was a mess. I mean, I hadn't been comfortable in like months. Just, I'm telling you about all this stuff because I don't want for you all to ever have to deal with it was awful. So I've been eating like zoodles, zucchini noodles, and no, it's good. Don't it's good.
I hate zucchini.
I mean, I don't have anything against zucchini, but the zoodles are good, especially if you like season the zoodles. I made like pickle zoodles. Like Thai, like kind of like Thai pickle zoodles with lime juice and fish sauce. It was really good. In any case, so I'm back, but I'm really like I really can't like go as hard as I was kind of going. So I'm just trying to find a balance.
You should talk to Roosevelt. Like I said, he got those hematite rings. And
I don't like wearing rings on.
It's not wearing rings for fashion.
I know, but I don't like them on my fingers. I don't like rings on my fingers like that.
His pains went away.
I don't like wearing rings on my fingers because they are not comfortable.
Zoodles.
You're a zoodle, first of all. Okay.
You just like eating. This stuff removes the pain.
Yeah.
And it's not like you have to wear it 24/7.
I don't want to wear rings. They're not comfortable.
Right.
Are you wearing rings right now? No, you're not.
I am.
Probably where? Whatever. Anyway.
And it's the same size as this.
Anyway. So I've been taking various things. So the last time I was on here, we talked about the various things. I still have my Amazon list up. It's called Get Your Insides Right. And those are the various things that I take. I was talking about that histamine, that it's not an antihistamine supplement, but it decreases the amount of histamine, like when you do eat bread or something. I don't really take it that much anymore because I'm not eating anything histamine
So
histaminergic.
has all of this resulted in you in because before the issue was you had sudden weight gain?
Yeah, so I have lost weight. I'm almost I'm like halfway back to my fighting weight. I was actually able to like run 3 miles in the park last week, like on the dirt track.
Good.
Yeah, so it's been it's been
And this is because you
interesting.
controlled your diet and you take the antihistaminic
Well,
stuff.
I was, but also because I've been smoking a lot of marijuana. Like honestly, I'm like indica like at night because it really helps.
Relieves the pain.
Yeah, like I wasn't really a big indica smoker because I was like, I don't really feel like smoking and then going to sleep, but it doesn't really put me to sleep. But it like all day, like I woke up this morning and my hip was hurting, and then like this is hurting. So at some point later, I'll just smoke something and it'll feel better.
And so, what is it that reduces the inflammation?
Do I have water? I'm so
Nope.
thirsty. What reduces the inflammation?
Mhm.
Not eating foods that cause inflammation. Like that's the
back
main
to
thing.
the donuts.
Right. Although me and Peter did go to Bottega Louis, which was the first time I had gone. We went
I
yesterday.
don't like that place.
Yeah,
It's too loud.
It is loud, but you know what? They have kombucha there. It's on draft, and let me tell you, if you got IBS and you want to have a pleasurable dinner and you want to eat a little bit of bread, go to Bottega Louis and get you some.
Is it kombucha because it's fermented food?
Kombuchas.
It's
It's a fermented food, yeah.
So you could get it, but you could have the same kind of result by eating sauerkraut on your hot dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sauerkraut,
kimchi. Yeah.
Right. Fermented foods.
Right. So
Hey.
that was really great.
So back when I was a little kid and we used to eat pickles all the time, is that a part of it? They used to you go into the corner grocery.
Yeah,
and for like a nickel, you'd get a big dill pickle.
I mean, I think the sodium, I don't think they're really, I'm not saying that they're not pickles and therefore not fermented, but like the sodium content kind of like kills.
Well, we're talking 60 years ago. I don't know that they were necessarily putting a lot of salt in it. It was a lot of pickling.
Were they green?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, those were like regular like corner store pickles. They were amazing and very salty.
I don't remember being salty.
Now they're trying to make pickles not now, but like they've been making pickles little individual bags. And let me tell you what these white people try to do. They tried to. I was in Gelson's, like one of the fancier food stores out here in LA, and I was like, oh, I was getting like fruit or something, and I saw they had this little case, and they had like individual like whole pickles, and I was like, oh wow, it's like they really tried to do the upgrade and do the little pickle in a bag, but do it for the bougie people. And then I went to go buy one, and they was $5. Like, no, they was like, oh, and you know what? The great part is that there's no juice in it.
You gotta have.
I was like, juice. That's the point. I was like, see, this is what.
Well,
I was like, I don't have time for this.
First of all, who told you to go buy pickles in Gelson's?
I was there minding my business. I saw it. I was like, pickles delicious. And I bought it. And then it was like, oh, and there's no juice. Isn't that awesome? I was like, no, it's not.
You may need to take a trip over to East LA.
I don't need to take a trip to East LA.
All right, to the Grand Market.
I don't need to take a trip to anywhere because
you don't need to be buying pickles out of Gelson's.
It's down the street. I just wanted one pickle. You know what? It don't even matter. I'm not okay. So again, I'm going to be opening up my private practice soon. So and I'm just saying that because there have been a lot of people over the past like couple years who contact me.
Right.
I will be taking insurance and cash pay.
And will it be telemedicine?
It will be telepsychiatry only, and you have to be within the state of California because that's where my medical license is.
And how do they find you again?
The best thing to do right now is to go to my Instagram page and hold on.
What's the link?
I'm about to tell you in a second.
Well, Brandon could put it up.
Well, yeah, but he knows what that is.
Now I'm talking about for whatever this site is.
Okay, so I don't have a website yet for my private practice, and and honestly, I might not. I have to see how I feel about it.
Okay, so they go to your Instagram page, and you're going to have the link on your Instagram page to get you to the whatever that company was.
Yes, actually, you know where you could go? I'm going to tell you in a second. Hold
I'm
on.
trying, y'all. I really am.
I just signed up for this Friday. Okay, so if you could just like take a step back, that'd be so awesome. I'm gonna tell you real quick what my little
The link.
the link. Give me 1 second. Calendar. Who is that? Settings. I'll tell you in a second.
Deb Langford is on. Hey, Deb.
Hi, Deb. I'll tell you guys in a second. I have to kind of access it through my computer. But I think it's like headway.co like / Imani Walker or something like that.
I'm gonna look it up. HEADWAY.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look it up. Keep talking.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna find it first.
I didn't know we were racing. I was.
No, I'm just saying I have a login. Right, so like that's easier.
Oh, headway.co, find therapists.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on 1 second. My account. Now, I'm gonna give y'all the information at some point. Don't be alarmed because it says I don't take insurance. I do. They just have to like update certain things on my profile. But in any case, yeah, go to my Instagram page, which is in the comment section right now, and you can go to my website and just say that you want to contact me, and just put in your information, and then I will get back to you. Okay, so that being said, Brandon sent me some things we could discuss today. Oh, I saw Juicy Smollett is in
You saw who?
Juicy Smollett is on trial, and it just sounds very messy, this whole trial. Like so there were the two Nigerian brothers who are claiming that Juicy Smollett had hired them for $3,500 to do this a faux hate crime. And apparently there's something about, Brandon found it. Headway providers, Imani Walker. Yeah, it's in the comment section. So anyway, I'll get back to that. But so apparently, so one of the brothers he like hooked up with, they went and did cocaine.
Hooked up with who? Jesse?
Yeah, with Juicy Smollett, like messed around with one of the brothers.
Oh, they left that part out.
Listen, so he
testified today.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They was smoking weed and doing coke. They was in the bathhouse. They was masturbating next to each other. And I mean, it just, so once I got to that, it just sounded messy. I was like, you know what? This just like, whatever. Like, I'm not in this. Like, y'all got to work that out.
And
this is
they
just,
testified to all this because it has bearing on the case?
Yeah, because the Nigerians' defense team is basically wants to say that one of the brothers, not the one who supposedly messed around with Juicy Smollett, is homophobic.
Oh, I see.
So it's like,
that's why they showed the picture of them all dressed up in the Greek costumes for the Pride Parade.
I don't know. I just saw a little bit of something, and I was like, you know what? This sounds like some personal beef, and I'm out. Like, y'all, like, I don't even really care no more. I just found the whole thing, I mean, as a lot of you did, really humorous when it happened. I was like, come on, Juicy Smollett. And his whole family was there.
Well, of course they were.
I know.
His mama showed up.
Hi, what's her name? She was in
his sister?
Yeah. Journey Smollett.
Journey.
She was in that show. What's it called? Lovecraft
Country.
I like her.
Lovecraft Country. She was in Underground, and she was in
Eve's Bayou.
Blood? Oh, Eve's Bayou, and that Blood with the vampires way back on like 10 years ago.
You mean that Super Spike Lee movie?
No. She
That
was like
movie
the
was
only black
terrible.
person in it.
She was in this other movie. She was in a movie jumping around, like action. I think it might have been like a I can't remember if it was like a superhero type of a thing.
Hmm.
Oh, it was with not Poison Ivy. Who is Joker's girlfriend?
Oh, the crazy girl with the blonde hair.
Yeah, who used to be a psychiatrist.
She was.
Yeah, I mean in the comic book. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she was, and
I
I
don't
was
know
like,
her
that's
name.
not how that works.
I don't know her name.
Like, I'm not trying to be with none of my patients. So anyway, okay. Oh, I wanted to ask you this question. So, and this really, okay. Hi, Danielle. I want to ask this question about Chris Cuomo, not about what he did, but more so about wording, right? So in the media, they said so. This was because Alicia sent me this thing, and it said something like Chris Cuomo involuntarily suspended. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. I was like, isn't that the same thing as getting fired? It was something.
Well, suspended.
Right, but
is
it was
what makes it not fired.
But I
now
was like,
And now he's
involuntarily
suing.
suspended sounds
Now
like
he's
you got
suing
fired.
CNN.
And then it said then the next week it said he got terminated. Granted,
Yeah, because he did. It
right.
was in stages.
But right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, did they have to say, oh well?
They didn't have to. Here's how it works.
Does that have to do with his money? Like, is he gonna get money?
He's suing.
So when he's fired, they like, goodbye. You don't get no money no more.
I will explain.
Okay,
give me a moment.
Okay, all right, guys.
Standard contracts when you hire people who are supposed to be credible, right? Not actors, but supposed to present credibility. So hosts and anchors and reporters.
Here's what I said. Thank you, Alla Ray House. It's suspended indefinitely. I was like, that's getting fired.
It is not. It's not. When you're suspended
indefinitely, I can't go back indefinitely. Well, like then
you can be suspended indefinitely and collect all of your compensation.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
And so somebody who's an anchor or a reporter or something like that. What happened to the picture?
Oh, this something different. That has to do with
anchor, reporter, or something. Included as a standard provision in your contract is something called a morality clause, right? So you can be terminated immediately if you don't uphold what's contained in the morality clause. Now, morality clause can be considered somewhat broad, but it has to do with, let's call it bad behavior, societal bad behavior, bad sexual behavior. It could have to do with stuff like that.
Right.
So sexual harassment, sexual attacks. How you say
harassment, not harassment?
Because it's harassment.
It's harassment.
And at the point where he told Jeff Zucker, who used to be my boss, used to be my colleague, and then he was my boss, where he told Jeff Zucker supposedly that he didn't really have an involvement in all things trying to clear his brother, right? So then they came to the conclusion that, all right, you just won't report on anything having to do with your brother, Andrew Cuomo.
Right.
So no discussing it, no any of that. Now at the point where Letitia, what's her name? The black woman who's the attorney general for the state of New York.
Letitia Jones.
Her name is not Jones.
Letitia.
She's the person.
know her name.
She's the person who actually indicted and went after and investigated Andrew Cuomo. So it's a black woman who took.
Oh yeah, down. I know that.
And she's Jamaican.
Of course, she's Jamaican because we're petty and we don't stop.
Okay, I'll buy that. And so then,
especially if we know we right.
So then she, who announced her candidacy for governor of the state of New York, then she released all of these additional pages from the investigation about 10 days ago. Now everybody's reading those pages, and in those pages, there are text messages, transcripts of the conversations that Chris Cuomo had with Andrew Cuomo's staff. We're going to find the wedding girl. I'm going to try to find out what the wedding girl statement is going to be, right? That's the woman who claimed that he groped her at a wedding.
Right.
So now, as the folks at CNN are reading this, and you got to know there's a whole lot of anchors and a whole lot of reporters at CNN who were furious because Chris Cuomo was still on the air.
I heard Don Lemon was crying and carrying on. I don't know if that's true.
Why was Chris Cuomo still on the air? Because Zucker and he are friends.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything.
I'm still on it. So now all of these CNN journalists are outraged because Chris Cuomo's behavior is calling journalism into question, and they work there. So now it's like,
I'm not trying to be down with you. You got to go.
So,
or you can't be down with us.
So based on him saying that he only went this far, he was at that time not suspended or anything. Just, you can't report on your brother, blah, blah, blah. Now this stuff comes out. He's suspended indefinitely. Why indefinitely and why suspended? Because we have to conduct an investigation. What investigation are they conducting? They are now going into those transcripts in detail, right? The transcripts were only released 10 days ago or so. And now the transcripts are saying Chris Cuomo lied. Chris Cuomo lied.
Can I say something
Chris
real quick?
Cuomo lied.
I bet you Letitia released that the day before Thanksgiving because she was like, I know everybody gonna have time. I would.
Could have been.
I would.
Anyway, so now what's happened is the attorneys, CNN hires, which is always the case, you hire an outside attorney, law firm to conduct an investigation. It took moments, really, to determine that this is not what he told you, Jeff Zucker, right? So Jeff Zucker says,
"Oh no, you gotta go." Right?
You're immediately terminated. And when you are immediately terminated, lying, and supposedly there was an investigation going on elsewhere because this woman got an attorney who claimed that he had groped her, and she filed she lodged a complaint, not at CNN, I think it was at ABC, for sexual harassment. And what ultimately happened was it sounds like it wasn't investigated. So she hired this attorney by the name of Deborah Katz, who informed CNN, by the way.
How do you know all this?
What business was I in?
I mean, but I'm saying people told you read. How many newspapers you be reading?
You're trying to correct my pronunciation.
It's harassment.
And you talking
and
foolishness.
You always talking about
your grammar
you
and your
sentence structure
and sounds like you're an ignorant person.
No, it
and
doesn't.
I know you're not.
It's harassment and advertisement. Go ahead.
And so she hired this attorney by the name of Deborah Katz, who informed CNN this complainant doesn't work at CNN, and the episode was not at CNN, but you should know that we are investigating and are going to file a claim against Chris Cuomo for sexual harassment. Now, the extent to which all of these are, death by 1,000 cuts, pile on, but there was enough there so that there was the recommendation made to the COO, the CEO, Jeff Zucker, that he be terminated. Jeff Zucker terminated him, right? There was a statement by CNN that laid out all the reasons. And Chris Cuomo also issued a statement that day. This is not how I wanted my career to end. This is not what I wanted to be known for, blah, blah, blah. And what did it take? The weekend before now he's announcing he's suing CNN for the remainder of his compensation. He's in the second year of a 4-year contract that allegedly, reportedly, paid him $6 million a year, meaning that
for reading some news. I'm scared. Go ahead.
Meaning that
for reading some newses.
if he collects, he will get at least 12 million for the 2
Remainder,
full years,
right.
the full 2 years, but there's also a part of the second year.
Right.
So
he's suing to try to get his money.
well, and it said that he quit Sirius XM today.
No, he ain't quit.
They term, it was like,
bye.
We're done with
you.
You
Lying.
Please, come on.
All that for your brother.
Well,
no, I'm saying I get it, but I'm just like, your brother was wrong. You got brothers, when they do things that are wrong, you be like, please stop and stop playing on my phone.
I'll be all over them.
Right. That's why I'm just like, that's your immoral business. Like, did you touch that girl or that woman? Well, then I can't help you. Like, you don't have to work with that.
Particularly distressing is that he is calling all of journalism into question. Right. And that when you have that fool who used to be the occupant of the White House, when he starts screaming fake news, right, it gives people any kind of thing to latch onto, right? Because now I'm going to address what you said about Don Lemon crying. I don't know if Don Lemon was crying, but here's what I will say. Well, let me say this to you.
Okay.
That Fox News station is called Fox News, but most of it is talk, right?
Right.
It's not journalism.
No.
Right. And in this country, news and journalism are supposed to be synonymous.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know. And I asked somebody the other day, is Chris Cuomo a journalist? And I didn't get an answer.
No, he's real talky.
I was on a panel. That is not the answer.
No, what I'm saying is
I was on a panel of journalists.
He's more of a personality at times.
So we call those hosts personalities,
but not pundits. Journalists.
I don't know if he's a journalist. He worked at ABC News in the past. I believe he worked at NBC News in the past, and now he's at CNN.
Okay.
There is no license for journalists.
Right.
Right. So journalists, it's a self-defined.
Right. And there's all kinds of people out here talking about, I'm a journalist. I'm like, you fight for the shade room.
Exactly right. So the problem now is that the profession of journalism has not called out.
Right.
Chris Cuomo.
Right.
Has not called out. It has called out Fox News, but after they got brave when Donald Trump started telling the crowds to attack the journalists. See, because at that point the journalists started calling Donald Trump on his shit. Up until then, it was like, oh, he's still, the apprentice. He's a host. Yeah, he's not so really. But when he started telling those crowds to turn on them,
y'all trying to fight.
Like,
y'all trying to fight for real.
So now here we are. Fox News is not journalism.
No.
Right. I don't know if Don Lemon's show is journalism.
Fair.
I don't know if Chris Cuomo's show was journalism. And I say that because while I know Don Lemon is a journalist, I don't know if the show is journalism.
Exactly.
Right? So those of us who are in journalism, we have muddied the waters. We've made it so I don't know. I don't know if that show, it doesn't look like journalism to me, but sitting on the set, they have over the shoulders.
Right. He got on his little journalist outfit.
Right. They look like journalists.
Right.
They talk like journalists.
Right.
They're identified as in the past having worked as journalists, but I don't know if what they're doing right now is journalism. So the problem is that, right. So the problem is that when people talk about, fake news, and I would listen, during the whole time that what's his name was president, I stopped watching the news. And I stopped watching the news largely because I couldn't stand his face and couldn't stand to hear his voice. But overwhelmingly, I couldn't stand watching journalists and journalism organizations treat him so mildly.
I know. Yeah, I was like, this is crazy.
Outraged.
I'm like, y'all need to say it with y'all chest.
And that's when I retreated to the Marvel Comics universe.
Well,
during that whole period, I lived on the Disney. I was watching, because I couldn't deal with the reality of the reality. I was spending a lot of time watching
Well, the interesting,
Science
the
fiction.
interesting thing is, yeah. So, for example, with doctors,
Mm-hmm.
there are licensing boards, and there are licensing boards in every state. This isn't something that I've encountered recently, but a friend of mine actually had asked me about it because he's writing a book, and he asked me, can physical therapists or do physical therapists ever refer to themselves as doctors? And I said, well, if they have a doctorate, yes, you can call yourself a doctor.
Right.
But I do know of people who are in the what would you call it? Not pair. Well, I guess you call it paraprofessional, paramedical professionals, medical paraprofessionals.
I think medical
Paraprofessionals who aren't doctors and aren't nurses. Some nurses can be doctors, but they will market themselves as doctor whoever, and that's not legal. But it doesn't mean that they're always going to be steered away from it or caught unless someone reports them to their state's licensing board or their medical board.
Right.
So it just reminds me again of that little black boy, Dr. Love in Florida. You know that the little boy who, when he was 15, he opened up that open practice. You know, he got caught this early this year again doing the same thing, right?
What I want to know,
I'm like, if y'all stop opening your legs to that little boy,
right?
I'm Dr. Love. He said they asked it. This reporter was like, so you say, like, cause on his lab coat or like on like his credentials on the wall, it's marketed something like, see, he's like, I'm an MD, I'm a PhD, I'm so and so. So the doctor was like, okay, so you're not an MD. And he was like, well, I have been to medical school. He's like, okay.
You visited the building?
No, well, actually, he was first caught because he was roaming the halls of a hospital. He didn't have contact with patients. That's what the investigation found out from the hospital. But he was roaming around with the doctor's coat with his doctor so-and-so.
Well, I suppose you go to some place and pay for it to be monogrammed.
Right, of course. But here's the thing. So the journalist was asked this little boy, because he is a boy, or was a boy at the time. He was like, so you have a PhD, like, what do you have your PhD in? He was like, well, I don't really like your tongue. I was like, you know what? That is not how that works. He's like, I don't really like, he said like this. He was in the field talking about, I don't like your tone. And I'm gonna have to cut this interview short.
Yeah.
I was like, where are you going? Home?
You scared.
It's like,
you scared.
I'm like, please don't let nobody ask me what I got my degree in. I'm like, okay, so first.
Wow.
So yeah, let me see what else happened. Oh, to Aisha, we are live. Let me see. Okay, let me see what else happened. Wendy Williams says she's, quote, doing fabulous. That's good to hear.
What is wrong with her?
She's had a really bad coke problem since like she was back.
You said coke?
Yeah, she's had a really bad cocaine problem since like as long as, I mean, remember I don't know if you remember this, but she used to be on Kiss FM back in New York. Yeah, like she's had a really,
I remember from that.
Yeah, she used to have a really, really bad coke, and she still does, unfortunately. And after what happened to her, I mean, Wendy Williams, I get it. You are what happened?
What happened to her?
So she was married to this man, Kevin, and then he had
the baby down
the street. I was like, are y'all Jamaican? You know that is so true. Stop.
No, let me tell you why that's not true.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why that's not true.
Okay.
There's a Jamaican man who's going to spend $800,000 or whatever on another.
Well, I wasn't talking about the cost of the house.
Well, I am.
Because you can't
talk about Jamaicans without talking about money.
Well, of course, but I'm saying like her being down the street or in the same building.
Yeah. But do we really?
I wonder if Peter Guns is Jamaican.
Wait, do we really believe that she didn't know?
Because those girls were in the same building. Huh?
Do you really believe that she didn't know?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe she purposefully was like, I'm going to distract myself with all this.
So that nobody, she knew.
I mean, listen.
All the people out there who were so.
You said there.
All the people out there who are so anxious to tell Wendy Williams that her husband's sneaking around. Come on.
Well, yeah, that's true, because Wendy be all up in other people's business.
And on top of that, the other woman, you think she didn't have people herself, friends, whatever, who would That girl over there with your man. Come on.
Okay, wait. What was I about to
Please.
I forgot what I was gonna bring up, but it's gonna come to me in a second. Anyway, hold on. Alec Baldwin said he didn't pull the trigger. All right.
I saw something.
I don't know if I really.
I saw something that said a person who studies, someone's physical movements, right? But they can read body language. That was it.
Oh, he was lying.
No, he was telling the truth. I read something that said a person who reads body language said he was telling the truth. In that interview with George Stephanopoulos, and I was like,
I guess.
Oh, wait. I was like, and what's that man's profession? What does he do for?
He an actor. Whatever. I mean, I'm not mad at Alec Baldwin. I mean,
why not?
Well, because there were so many things that led up to that.
There's a whole lot of people to be mad at. Don't
right.
have to be mad at just one.
That's
person.
what I'm saying. I'm like, Alec Baldwin might have been the one who's on set, but I mean that whole
He's practicing the draw.
Production was a mess.
Practicing the draw. He's practicing the draw. I mean, where and when are the circumstances where you would let somebody just keep pointing a gun at you?
I don't know. I don't know because I don't play it. Like, you better put that thing away before you get slapped with it.
And then, of course, now they're on to that. They still haven't resolved
the
story about them supposedly shooting beer cans and bottles and stuff. During,
all right, I know that.
Downtime.
I know that's true.
Right. I mean, it's like.
So, not that. I don't know. I mean, listen. There's been a spate of high profile because basically there's a lot of robbery and thievery coming to the suburbs.
A lot.
I don't know if you saw on Nextdoor, somebody's bag just got taken out their cart at Gelson's last week.
I saw that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the person didn't have the car, but I was like, I mean, I don't know.
I knew.
Yeah, no, you told me.
Yeah.
And I saw this person. Okay, so the suspect of Clarence Avant's wife, Ariel Maynard. Please don't be black. I'm about to Google this person. Okay.
They showed him sitting on the gurney being loaded into ambulance with his braids coming down. He's a black man.
Okay. See,
and
this is what I'm talking about.
It's
come on, Ariel, messing it up for everybody.
But
really,
here's what happened. Nextdoor, that app Nextdoor.
Yeah, Nextdoor be wild racist.
That morning.
Can't.
Jackie Avant was murdered at around 2:30 in the morning. By around 9 a.m., 8:30, I'm on Nextdoor because I'm just reading Nextdoor. I read it all the time.
Yeah, I don't.
And there was an entry where a woman said, I live in Hollywood Hills. Why are there helicopters over my house? Now she wrote that at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
Then somebody enters, oh, there was a robbery at my house. A guy broke in and he shot himself in the foot and he called the police. He was outside in my driveway.
Was this Ariel? Oh, so he hit up 2 houses.
I'm about to tell you the story.
Well,
you're just gonna have to wait.
Okay. Well,
so she says this person posted, he was in the driveway screaming, help me, I've been shot. She said she heard him in her house. In the next room, she heard things rustling. She thought maybe it was her father, right?
Right.
So then he's in their driveway. He has the father's passport, gift cards, all kinds of stuff from in their house around him. She looked outside and saw him out there. She called the police. He had already called the police and told them he'd been shot. The cops come. She goes out and tells the cops,
right,
he was in my house and he broke in, and then the cops go searching and find an AR-15 that he'd thrown over the fence. Right. Now, it turns out that I'm reading this thing and I said, So my boy, Kevin Merida, is the executive editor of the LA Times. Later in the day, I let Kevin know that I knew I know Jackie and Clarence Avant, and that they're wonderful people. And, let's just make sure we handle this nicely. So I read the LA Times story, and it says that the police say that this man, who is a suspect, that he shot himself in the foot at a home in Hollywood Hills, and an alert LAPD dispatcher contacted Beverly Hills. And I was like, holy shit, that's the same guy. We don't have robbers shooting themselves in the foot all the time. So I contacted Kevin, and I contacted Beverly White at NBC4. They contacted the young woman who was a teenager. The girl was like 16, 17 years old. And at first Beverly told me, her mother said, no, she can't be interviewed because she's a minor. She's not letting her talk. But then they thought about it. And the girl was interviewed on NBC4 and talked about this whole thing. And then Kevin's people had the story the other day. And I was like, yep, that's still me being a journalist. I was like, so you say you never read Next Door, but I particularly read the crime ones.
Congratulations for bigging yourself up and keeping.
I'm not bigging myself up. I'm saying
I'm saying I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying you bigging yourself up.
My brother made me start reading all Sherlock Holmes when I was 12 years old. I had to read all of the Sherlock Holmes.
Well, Uncle Ugg made me watch a whole bunch of movies that I never need to watch.
He made me watch spaghetti westerns. I saw Hang 'em High.
Yeah, and that's why I hate westerns
for a few dollars more. When I was, I think, 14, he made me go to the movies and watch all of them.
These movies are so boring and dusty, and I can't deal with this.
Classics.
Dusty. Okay, what else happened? Oh, okay. These white people, these parents who was on the run.
That Michigan thing.
The thing that made me laugh so hard is the fact that when they got caught hours later, it was like black police chief, black cops on the side of him, black cop on the other side, black cops behind him. They was like, we found him in the basement. Somebody called us and let us. They were probably like,
the car. Yeah, and the Polish artist whose place that was, when they went to see him earlier in the day, his lawyer is now saying that he didn't know that the police were searching for them.
You would, whatever.
You know what?
Okay, so, but I mean, when I first saw the story, when all this kind of started, or was reported last week, I was like, damn, y'all gonna charge the parents? Like, good job. Finally. Because
if it was black parents, they'd have charged them.
If there was black parents, everybody be dead. Everybody would be the boy who did it and them.
If they were black parents, they would have already been charged.
They would have already been dead. So I just want to tell y'all, we coming up on an hour, and you know how my camera acts. It's about to shut off. I mean, I can turn it back on again, but
you got a cheap camera?
I don't have a cheap camera. That's just, I haven't really gone through the instructions yet, because I don't really do that. So anyway, so take home. Here's the take homes. I'm starting a private practice soon. Okay, that's number one. Number two, my mom be all up in everybody's business.
I do. Journalistically speaking.
3,
and I'm not ashamed.
We know this. Number 3, oh yeah, you did ask something about my birthday, but like, I'm not really tripping on my birthday this year. I'm not. I'm just happy that I can walk. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I'm not really tripping on. Plus, I mean, I'll be 46. I mean, it's not like anything really happens when you're 46. Plus, I'm telling you, like,
you're still living.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I'm still living, but I guess I'm just like, it's just gonna be a low-key birthday, like it always kind of is, except last year's was pretty hype.
What happened last year?
Because, like, you made a little video and everything, like you and Brandon hooked that up, which was really nice. And I my doll was finally finished, so that was cool. But yeah, honestly, I'm just kind of like, I'm ready for this podcast to jump off. It takes a long time to develop things. I just want for you guys to know. So the production company has a list of hosts that we're going to, co-hosts that we're going to kind of try to pare down to see who would be the best fit for me. Anyway, I'm gonna go order some Postmates with my gift card from Headway. Thanks, you guys.
Do these restaurants, when you buy stuff, do they make it so that it doesn't do your IBS, get your IBS going?
You mean when I order food?
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, I just have to like order the right things. Like I'm about to order some oxtail from the Cuban place down the street. I just don't get rice.
What Cuban place down the street?
It's La Taberna de Cuba or something.
The Cuba?
Something.
Where is it?
On Ventura. It's down the street. I don't know where it is, but they have oxtail and it's good. It's kind of tomato based, but I mean, I just kind of hook it up a little bit and it's good. And their plantains are good.
I need plantains. I haven't been able to get any.
Well, I haven't been over to Super King in a minute.
Because the Goya frozen plantains.
Ew.
No. They are outstanding.
What are you talking about? What does that mean?
Goya
Frozen.
has maduros.
Are they cut up already?
Exactly.
Get out of here.
And I put them in the air fryer. Taste.
Yeah, but you
so
like
good.
you like your plantains all like you don't like
Crispy.
them like you don't like them
caramelized.
like caramelized.
I do. And they get that way in the air fryer.
Where are you getting these cold Goya plantains from?
It's a Latino market. I forgot.
Like you go there.
No,
You
it's
order it.
when I was really not going out in the world. And what's that place that delivers the food?
The food delivery. Instacart?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Well, I need plantains. I haven't had any in so long.
Frozen plantains? I don't know. Anyway.
Because the plantains I get here in LA are hit or miss. Sometimes they're good.
But plantains are oftentimes hit or miss.
Not the Goya frozen ones. They're always a hit.
Because they probably already opened them. They opened them up for you.
Exactly. We know that they're ripe.
I don't know how I feel about these frozen plantains.
Well,
that's a little.
I'm just telling you.
That's a little. Now, next thing.
If I were in Harlem,
we're gonna
this
have
wouldn't even be a conversation.
Frozen goats and frozen curry.
You think they don't have frozen curry goat?
I don't know. Oh, hi Danielle. I'm talking to Danielle real quick. Did you text me? Did Viju hit you up? Because he hit me up last week. So just hit me up.
Who's Vanity Snob?
That's Alicia.
Alicia says that those plantains are good, and she has some in the freezer right now.
Alicia, okay, let me tell you something about Alicia. She told me yesterday she ordered Wendy's and her drinks income, so she ordered a case of soda from Costco.
What does that mean?
That's craziness.
Oh, like your stuff is not?
Why would you order a whole case of soda just because you didn't get one soda from Wendy's?
I don't do Wendy's and I don't do Costco. So I'm
not even. You used to do Sam's Club. Now you're gonna act all bougie.
I did do Sam's Club when I was shopping for 90 people.
I gotta go.
All of y'all, my mother next door, my friend, I had to drive over to New Jersey and shop like the end of the world.
Alicia,
now there's only two of us. I don't go to Costco, but I do order from Boxed, so I can get all of my dry goods and stuff in bulk prices. But I don't have to buy a million of them.
I hope you guys have a great week.
I hope you have a great week too. And what's next?
Oh, everybody was very happy that you broke down the whole Chris Cuomo situation. I personally didn't care that much about it.
You brought it up.
No, I'm just saying, like you know, you be up in people's business like that.
Do you all know that I used to run the news department in New York?
We all know that.
So why would you think that I wouldn't pay attention to this?
I'm not saying you wouldn't pay attention.
And Jeff Zucker was my boss at one time. So of course I'm following this because this ain't the first time there was a star on the air who did something not so good that got a pass. That ain't the first time. And you know, I just wanted to see how he was going to handle it this time. And it's having pretty much the same outcome.
It's time for you to go home.
Don't tell me what time.
It is time for you to go home. Okay.
It's a good thing you want a low key birthday because you ain't getting nothing now.
It doesn't matter. I don't want anything. I get my own stuff. It don't even matter. I'm grown. Anyway, I
That
guess
was
the
very
third.
grown
I
of
guess
you.
the third take home is that Goya out here selling frozen plantains.
And what's the
Boo.
name of the website again?
Headway.co. It's hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all again. It's headway.co /providers /Imani Walker. We'll post it. Don't trip. Cancel. Hold on. Anyway. Okay. Y'all have a good week.
Have a good week.
Thank you, everybody.
Are
on
we going to
Instagram
see
who
them next
watched.
week?
Yeah, we'll see them next week.
It's up to her.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's some days, I wasn't feeling very good, but I feel like I'm okay. I just have to, eat like Gwyneth Paltrow.
So your spirit is a bald white woman.
Bald.
Well, you're a bald black woman, but you got to eat like a white woman.
Yeah, basically. I mean, or rather, if we want to reframe this, I just have to eat very cleanly, like my ancestors.
Which ones?
All of them. Okay. Bye, you guys.
Bye, you guys. See you next week.
And